terrorists.
Aysenur's family called for an independent investigation. Would you support this?
Simon, we expect Israel to make their findings public. We expect those findings to be shared, transparently and as thoroughly and as soon as possible. Beyond that, I'm just not going to get ahead of what those findings determine, and should those require any additional steps needing to be taken.
Will there be any consequences for Israel for killing a U.S. citizen?
With respect to consequences, you do need to wait to see the results of the investigation to know whether there need to be any specific criminal consequences for the individuals involved. It's important that investigation play out, and as I said, it ought to be prompt and thorough and transparent.
Today marks the 4th week since the killing of Turkish-American activist Aysenur Ezgi Eygi by Israeli forces in the West Bank. Do you have any updates on the investigation?
So we were engaged in recent days with the government of Israel about exactly this question, and we're informed that the full criminal investigation is still ongoing.
And do you have any update on the investigation into the killing of Aysenur?
It continues to be underway. I don't have any further update.
Turkish-American activist Aysenur Ezgi Eygi, it's been 53 days since she was killed by Israel, and there has been no accountability. Can you update us on what is the U.S. doing regarding this, and whether the Secretary has raised this with Israelis last week?
I can tell you that we have engaged with them in recent days about the status of that investigation. We understand that it is still ongoing, and we're continuing to press for a conclusion of that investigation that provides a thorough answer. And as soon as we have an answer from the government of Israel, you will certainly hear from us about what we think about it.
Turkish-American activist Aysenur Ezgi Eygi was also killed by Israel in the West Bank 69 days ago, and there has been no accountability to this day. Eyewitnesses say she was deliberately targeted by Israeli forces. The last time I raised this issue at the briefing, you told me that you were pressing Israel for answers. Have you received any answers? Do you have any update?
No, I don't have an update. That continues to be the case. We have been in contact with the government of Israel, including very recently about this case, to make clear that we wanted to hear from them exactly what happened. As you know, the Secretary has said that it is unacceptable that anyone should be shot and killed just for attending a peaceful protest. And we continue to press the government of Israel to conduct its investigation and to brief us on the results of that investigation. But I don't have an outcome to read out as of yet.
Are there any steps that the State Department plans to take regarding this, instead of, waiting for answers?
So we want to see the end of the investigation before we speak to that, which does not mean that it is an open-ended timeline, right? There's a point at which
are we talking about weeks, months, or years?
I'm not going to speak to it publicly. We're in conversation with the government of Israel about it. But we want to see the investigation be thorough, and then when we see the results, we'll of course be willing to speak to them at that time, as well as any additional steps that may or may not be warranted.